If you are just getting started as a freelancer, I want you to know that you will be making some mistakes that maybe a year from now you will look back at and think, God, I wish I knew better. When I started my freelancing career, I made some major mistakes that made me want to delete my first freelancing account. What ended up happening was I ended up getting hired 6 times and I completed 3 projects and 3 projects were cancelled. So on my profile, there is a badge that shows the completion rate and my completion rate was 50%. This means I completed 50% of the work that I collected. So you see, the major thing right here is a potential client will look at my profile and see 50% completion rate. This means I can only complete 50% of the project I accepted. So there is a 50% chance whether I will do the job or not. And the second thing was I ended up with 6 reviews, 6 client reviews, and 3 of the reviews were okay, at least. One client just said thank you in the review, that's all they said. The other one said something like, did a good job, thank you. I forgot the other one, but I ended up with 3 good reviews or okay reviews. But the major thing is I ended up also with 3 terrible reviews. One client said this freelancer knew nothing about WordPress, and the other one said something along the lines of this freelancer have no skills, and I forgot what the other client said. But you see, I have 50% completion rate and I have 3 terrible client reviews and only 3 were okay. So the main challenge become someone fresh, a complete beginner with no client reviews, no completed work, will even find it easier to find client. It will be easier for someone who starts freelancing today to find client than me, because I have a track record of bad projects. And eventually I just decided to stop using that profile and just started fresh, and that is what I did. And in this video I'm going to share with you the main mistakes that I made that took me to that stage. And I will also tell you one thing that I did right, that I'm sure that one thing is what brought me to where I am today in freelancing. Okay, the first major mistake I made was I took projects that I cannot deliver. When I started, I was just desperate to get a job. I started as a WordPress web designer. I had a very limited knowledge of WordPress web design because literally I just watched a few videos, tutorials about WordPress. That's all I did. I just watched a few WordPress tutorials to learn WordPress. I have never tested my skills on anything before I started accepting clients. I just created my freelancer account and I started looking for clients. This is the main mistake I made, and I do have the skills to do some basic landing pages, to make some basic pages on WordPress using template, because you know WordPress, a lot of the WordPress teams have templates, and even page builders like Elementor have template. So what I had in mind at the time is I can just accept client project, find template and make changes, customize template. That was what I had in mind. I knew I cannot build pages from scratch, but I can import template and make changes to them. So I started this way, and this is really anyone can start freelancing this way. But the main mistake is some jobs will require more than that, and I just accepted project without making sure I can do the job. The first project I accepted was the client wanted to replicate another website. They want to copy another website exactly pixel to pixel. So you see, since they want to copy another website exactly, there is no way for me to use a template because I cannot find that website template. It's a custom made website, and I still go ahead and accepted the project. And eventually I couldn't deliver because I can't do it. I don't have the skills to do it, and the client had to cancel. And also another one that I accepted is they didn't have a specific website they want to copy, but they have some specific requirement, some functions that they want the website to perform. I didn't know how to make a website perform that function, but I still accepted the project. And eventually I couldn't deliver the project, so the client had to cancel. So this is the main mistake. I accepted project that I cannot deliver. You see, even though those were my skills, my skill was very limited. I can only customize template. I still managed to complete 3 projects. So you see, if I only accept those kind of 3 projects, I will be able to build my profile and build my skills eventually. If I stayed away from those projects that I cannot deliver. So this is the main thing. If you are just getting started, make sure you avoid accepting projects that you cannot deliver on, because when you are just getting started, bad reviews are going to kill your freelancing career. Okay, the second mistake I made was I went after the wrong type of client. What I did was I just decided to go after the client with the lowest budget because I was just getting started with no previous experience. I went after the client with the lowest budget. If I see a client post a project where they want a WordPress web designer and they were willing to pay something like $150, I stay away from that project. I go after clients who were looking to create an entire website and pay something like $40. Those are the type of client I went after, and those kind of clients are just going to give you a hard time. You aren't going to get anything. It's okay to accept a low type of project when you are just getting started for the sake of getting reviews, for the sake of getting past client reviews and job completion. But what will end up happening is, if you go after those type of clients who are just looking to pay the lowest amount, they will end up taking all your time and they will end up adding more and more and more. If you agree on doing a work this big, they will end up slowly making it bigger and bigger and bigger, taking up all your time and your resources and your energy and paying you something that will be literally close to nothing. And what ended up happening was I never even withdrew any money from that platform. I started on freelancer.com and I paid for their plus or premium. I forgot the name of their paid plan. I paid for it, and what ended up happening was when the client pay me, I pay freelancer.com with the money that the client pay me. So I end up never withdrawing anything from the platform. I thought I had to go after the client with the lowest budget. But when I stopped using freelancer.com, I moved to Fiverr. I did not go after the client with the lowest budget, and I still managed to find client. So you see, this is a mistake that could keep you down and make your growth as a freelancer very slow. You don't need to go after the client with the lowest budget. Okay, the second mistake that I made is I was not niche enough. I started as just WordPress web designer. And how many people are offering WordPress web design? A bunch. Anytime any client posts a project where they are looking for a WordPress web designer, within a few hours, there will be 40 to 50 proposals. 40 to 50 freelancers will send their proposals. And when you check the proposals, a lot of them will have a lot of past client reviews. So even if the client is paying very little, there will still be a lot of proposals. And that is definitely going to reduce your chance of getting hired if the client has a lot of options, right? And they might even not see your proposal if there are 50 proposals on the project. But what I did when I left freelancer.com, I started using Fiverr. I niched down. I started offering WordPress landing page design, not WordPress web design. And that reduces the competition, and that made it easier for me to find a client. So when you are just getting started, try as much as possible to niche down, even if just a little bit. If instead of offering graphic design, you can offer something like WordPress blog post graphic design. I don't even know if that is a thing. You can offer YouTube thumbnail design, and whatever service you choose to start offering, there will be an opportunity for you to find a little corner inside the big service and start offering. That will help you reduce the competition and ultimately help you find client faster. Okay, the fourth mistake that I made was I wasn't learning freelancing enough. I focused all my energy into learning and developing my WordPress skills. I wasn't learning freelancing itself. I wasn't learning how to build a stronger portfolio. I wasn't learning how to write a better proposal. I wasn't learning how to present myself better. I wasn't learning how to find the right type of client. I wasn't learning freelancing itself. So I ended up learning the hard way. If I put a lot of energy into learning freelancing the way I put energy into learning the skills I am offering, I will be able to learn faster and I will be able to find the right type of client faster. Okay, now I will tell you the one thing I did that brought me to where I am today in freelancing. And that one thing I did is I kept doing it. I encountered so many challenges. You see, from the beginning when I started on freelancer.com, I made so many mistakes that made my profile almost unusable. So instead of giving up, I decided to try Fiverr. And I tried Fiverr.com. I managed to find agency clients. I started getting consistent projects from the agency client, and suddenly Fiverr decided to shut down my account. Fiverr shut down my account. That was another obstacle, and I had to restart from scratch. I had to restart from zero with no past client reviews, no anything, and I lost my agency client. I had to find another client from the beginning, and I kept doing it. I kept learning and developing my WordPress skills. I kept learning how to improve myself as a freelancer, and any challenge I encounter doesn't stop me. If I have to start again, then that is what I will do. I will just restart. But I never stopped doing it. I kept doing it. And that is, I believe, the best way to learn. If you do everything consistently, you will become a master at it in no time. And if you are just getting started and you are struggling with finding your first client, you can watch this next video where I will show you exactly how you can find your first client very fast. If you find the video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.